Doc? You disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Secrets can bend time, too. And the cast of Back to the Future just revealed a stash that will twist your brain like the flux capacitor itself. These untold tales burst with hidden quirks, last-minute swaps, and nervous studio shouts that almost derail the trilogy we treasure today. First Stop is a machine that makes every jump possible, and trust me, its first four will leave you staring in disbelief. Long before a silver DeLorean blazed across the screen, the script picture hulking time chamber shoved inside a refrigerator, a clunky metal box straight out of a cheap 50s matinee. Imagine Marty squeezing past frozen dinners while Doc slams the door and prays lightning will strike. Not exactly the sleek thrill we cheer for now. The writers quickly sense trouble, since the fridge cannot roll to a clock tower or outrun angry Libyan terrorists. So momentum became their new rule. They hunted for something mobile, eye-catching, and cool enough to tempt any restless teenager, and one gleaming wedge of steel answered the call. Enter the DeLorean DMC-12, a discontinued wonder with gull-wing doors that looked ready for liftoff even while parked, and the set exploded with excitement. By turning the time device into a car, the filmmakers unlocked personality, swagger, and those fiery twin tracks that sizzle across every memory of the film. The DeLorean became a character, teaching kids that science can roar, sparkle, and misbehave all at once, which the stationary fridge could never do. Today it feels impossible to picture a kitchen appliance barreling toward 88 miles per hour. Yet this bizarre Dieter shows how bold edits can rescue a story. But the car was not the only gamble, because the entire movie itself nearly vanished into studio rejection hell. Powerhouse duo Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale hauled their script to office after office, only to hear that time travel sounded too weird, too costly, or too hard to pigeonhole. Executives wrung their hands over a plot that mixed wild comedy with real danger, worrying that audiences would bail the moment paradox math appeared. Several suits even claimed a teenage hero named Marty McFly lacked drawing power, proving how little they understood youthful curiosity. Door after door slammed until one legendary name walked in and flexed his influence: Steven Spielberg. Spielberg believed the story crackled with heart and adventure, and his confidence coaxed nervous Universal bosses to roll the dice, though their voices still quivered. Without that single push, the movie could have spent eternity in a dusty filing cabinet, unseen, unquoted, and unloved. The near miss makes every flame streak behind the DeLorean feel like a celebration, because the project survived on raw faith and stubborn grit. Casting Marty McFly brought its own storm, and the solution demanded heroic endurance from rising star Michael J. Fox. Television kept Fox chained to family ties, so producers hired intense actor Eric Stoltz, whose serious edge soon clashed with the playful pulse the film required. Weeks of footage revealed a problem. Stoltz acted with heavy drama, leaving laughs stranded, and filmmakers feared the tone would skid off the road. At last, Family Ties loosened its grip, allowing Fox to sprint between two sets each day and night, grabbing catnaps in cars while scripts piled up. For months, he shot sitcom lines under bright studio lights, then raced the parking lots at midnight to push the DeLorean past 88, living on fast food and coffee. Crew members whispered that no human could survive the grind, yet Fox kept smiling, delivering the perfect blend of wonder and wit that Marty needed. He never forgot Stoltz's effort, and later praised his rival, proving there was no room for spite when time itself hangs in the balance. The gamble paid off with box office glory, and Fox's double duty became the stuff of Hollywood legend, inspiring future actors to chase two dreams at once. Fans worldwide bonded with Marty's infectious awe, and critics who once doubted the blend of jokes and science now cheered each ripple in the space-time continuum. Industry insiders still marvel that a kid could headline a blockbuster while anchoring a primetime sitcom, a record that stands taller than the Hill Valley Clock Tower. Why a kitchen appliance that all you asked the writers originally pictured a wild climax in which Marty hauls a fridge onto a U.S. government test site? So an atomic blast could power the leap home, a scene they later joked might scare children away from refrigerators forever. Safety concerns and plain common sense soon nuked that twist. So mobility won the day, and the refrigerator idea quietly chilled in the corner of development history. When the DeLorean rolled and everything clicked, because its brushed metal skin mirrored the shimmering circuits Doc loved, and its gull-wing doors framed every exit like a hero shot. Production designer Ron Cobb loaded the interior with blinking lights, tangled wires, and that unforgettable flux capacitor, turning the cabin into a rolling laboratory that felt just dangerous enough. Kids everywhere begged for toy replicas, and car collectors instantly craved the real thing, proving that one smart prop choice can rewrite pop culture. Many studios balked for another surprising reason. The original script hinted at a kiss between Marty and his teenage mother, a gag executives labeled too strange for family crowds, and they slammed the door. Disney in particular tossed the story aside, saying their brand could never back such a bizarre twist, perhaps forgetting their own fairy tales carry wilder plots. Meanwhile, rival studios complained that stories without clear bad guys rarely sell. Even though the script already had bullies, terrorists, and plenty of tension, Zemeckis collected every rejection letter in a folder that he later waved at the premiere party, shouting, "This is the fire that sent Marty through time," and guests roared as fireworks burst overhead. Spielberg's influence did more than unlock funding. It guaranteed access to top visual effects artists whose sparks, smoke, and lightning gave the action a crackle that audiences still feel in their seats. His presence also calmed insurance brokers who feared that stunt driving and fire trails might torch entire backlots. Universal executives quietly admitted that Spielberg's name was its own safety net. Back on set, Eric Stoltz approached the part with deep method intensity, insisting crew call him Marty all day, which unsettled comic actors try and keep spirits high. During one lunch break, Stoltz playfully punched Thomas Wilson to stay in character as Biff, but the blow landed hard, and laughter stopped cold. Dailies revealed the tone drifting toward drama, clashing with the bright musical beats composer Alan Silvestri prepared, and the mismatch made producers sweat. When Fox arrived, he cracked jokes before every take, snapping the rhythm back to popcorn fun, while Spielberg whispered, "We found our lightning strike." Replacing a lead mid-shoot cost nearly $4 million and meant discarding weeks of footage. Yet the studio swallowed the expense because chemistry trumps any ledger. Fox's schedule was brutal, finishing a Family Ties scene at dusk, napping in a chauffeured car, then filming Hill Valley Nights until dawn while bleary Grips gulped coffee. On weekends, he slept on the floor of his dressing room to save travel time, and his energy amazed veteran crew who thought they had seen everything. Director Zemeckis shot wide angles first to hide fatigue, then saved close-ups for moments when Fox caught a second wind, keeping Marty looking sharp and alert. Fox later joked that time travel felt real, because he never knew what day it was. His watch flipped between sitcom time and movie time faster than the DeLorean Dash. When the movie finally opened, lines curled around blocks and viewers erupted as fire tracks blazed across pavement. Mothers clutched popcorn, while children yelled Great Scott in perfect Doc voices. Critics who once doubted the genre mix now praised its charm, calling it a miracle blend of slapstick physics and genuine warmth, a verdict that still lifts the film on every greatest list today. Merchandise deals exploded, plush flux capacitors, soda tie-ins, and even an animated series extended the universe, proving that the once rejected script had become an unstoppable commercial engine. Most surprising of all, real scientists admitted the film inspired them to think about wormholes, while musicians sampled ticking clock effects in chart-topping songs, showing that art can boost progress far beyond Hollywood. The trilogy now tours the world in concert form. Orchestras blast the score under laser beams, and each show ends with cheers when the DeLorean flashes on screen like a rock star. Michael J. Fox stood at the height of fame, yet his drive refused to relax. This peak period was proof of iron tenacity and a tireless work spirit. Years rolled by and fresh hurdles appeared. Most painfully, the ongoing battle he fights every day with Parkinson's disease. Yet the blaze of courage he showed in those early moments still guides everything linked to his name. Viewers often forget that the set of Back to the Future was a whirlwind of pressure, long nights, and personal clashes. Even the brightest time machine runs on sparks and smoke. Get ready for a hidden clash that rattled Hill Valley. It involves two beloved stars whose smiles masked early strain. Leah Thompson and Michael J. Fox glow together on screen, yet their first weeks together felt colder than a DeLorean left in the snow. The reason hides in a single name that almost vanished from fan memory: Eric Stoltz. Stoltz claimed the role of Marty McFly months before Fox appeared. For 6 solid weeks, cameras rolled as he poured method intensity into every line, refusing to break character even at lunch. Thompson matched that tone, forging an authentic bond with her scene partner, and rehearsing complicated set pieces until sunrise. The movie she imagined revolved around his sober energy. Then the studio pulled the plug. Executives felt the humor fell flat, and the adventure lacked lift. They dismissed Stoltz and called up Michael J. Fox, the sitcom superstar many film actors quietly dismissed. To Thompson, the news hit like a punch. Her friend was out, and a television face stepped in. At that time, Hollywood kept a strict wall between film and television, so she assumed Fox would not deliver the cinematic weight she craved. She has since confessed feeling a sense of movie superiority, believing Fox would be out of his depth. No shouting or insults appeared, yet an icy distance spread whenever the cameras stopped. The atmosphere was already tense with reshoots ordered, budgets stretched, and Universal executives watching every dollar. Crews rebuilt lighting, costumes, and props just to match the new lead, working under roaring deadlines. Fox entered this tornado with only 2 hours of sleep each night. He filmed Family Ties from dawn until late afternoon, jumped into a waiting car, and sped across town to Hill Valley sets that lit up the night. Coffee cups piled high, and assistants timed his naps to the minute. People whispered that no star could survive such a crushing schedule. Fox answered with a grin, and a brand new take on Marty that nobody expected. Where Stoltz had offered subdued melancholy, Fox exploded with bright curiosity and sarcastic snap. Directors Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale watched monitors and felt electricity shoot through the project. Thompson needed time to adjust. Early scenes felt awkward as she balanced loyalty to Stoltz with the playful jabs Fox tossed out between takes. She worried the film might swing too far into slapstick. Then came the pivotal 1955 living room scene, where Lorraine flirts with her future son. Unaware of connection, Fox delivered a look of sheer terror mixed with teenage awkwardness that cracked the entire crew up. Thompson burst into genuine laughter, and in that instant her hesitation melted. She saw how Fox's comedic rhythm made the absurd premise believable. Humor opened a door to emotion that heavy drama never could. The tone of the shoot shifted overnight. As weeks passed, Thompson recognized deeper qualities in Fox: endless politeness, respect for every crew member, and the grit to keep working when most people would have collapsed. Warm conversations during late-night costume fittings turned strangers into allies. By wrap day, they shared private jokes about hoverboards, future sequels, and the weird fortune of time travel love triangles. Their chemistry on screen grew out of real trust forged under pressure. Thompson later reflected publicly on that transformation, admitting her pride and grief over Stoltz had clouded her view and praising Fox for teaching her how levity can sharpen drama instead of weakening it. That honesty still earns her applause at fan conventions. Their journey underscores a bigger truth. Sometimes a storm is needed to shake a story into its best form. The friction that once threatened production now lives forever in the sparkling back and forth that lights up the finished film. Shift gears because another key player almost vanished before cameras rolled. Christopher Lloyd, forever our Doc Brown, nearly walked away after one quick glance at the script. Think about it. The wild eyes, the mad hair, the joyful shouts of Great Scott, all gone with a single shrug. At that point, Lloyd already enjoyed prestige gigs on stage, critical praise from Cuckoo's Nest, and cult fame as Reverend Jim on Taxi. He read offers constantly, so a strange time travel comedy did not feel urgent. Initial impressions worried him. A teenage hero accidentally romances his own mother, and a sports car that burns fire along storefronts sounded risky. Could this concept succeed, or would it flop into movie obscurity? He tossed the pages aside and prepared to say no thanks, risking the loss of one of cinema's greatest mentors. Luck intervened. Whether a friend nudged him or he simply reread the pages with fresh eyes, Lloyd dug deeper and saw the bold heart beating inside the story. A teenage hero tearing through time in a stainless steel sports car was no everyday plot, and director Robert Zemeckis buzzed with fearless vision. That passion convinced Lloyd to say yes, and the result was lightning. He poured every ounce of creativity into Doc, crafting a brilliant yet lovable genius who lit up every scene. His chemistry with Fox exploded instantly, giving the film its pulse. Together they formed a duo audiences cheered for around the globe. Lloyd's Doc provided brains, warmth, and manic joy, becoming an emotional engine of the trilogy. Looking back, it seems the role was born for him, yet it almost slipped away. One discarded script nearly erased those immortal cries of Great Scott. Industry reporters who visited the reshoot expected chaos, yet found laughter and fresh energy. Their headlines flipped overnight, and studios at once doubted the picture scrambled to claim credit. Fox later admitted he often sleepwalked through weekends, yet insisted the exhaustion was worth every frame. He felt history being made under those blazing arc lights. Lloyd's improvised pause before the famous line about Rhodes sent test audiences into cheers that still erupt at every anniversary screening. Crew members credit his detailed obsession for lifting the entire production, pointing to tiny burn marks added to Doc's gloves as proof of his care. Their shared lesson remains clear: adversity can spark the brightest lightning. Their friendship later shined at the premiere, where they posed arm in arm and laughed about that first frosty handshake, proving time travel heals everything. Every success in Back to the Future grew from risks, late changes, and raw perseverance. These backstage trials remind us that creative triumph often hides behind fatigue, doubt, and bruised egos. Yet those who hold on to the chaos can build legends that outlive them. Michael J. Fox, Leah Thompson, and Christopher Lloyd prove that talent wins, but the courage to adapt wins bigger. Their early tensions and near exits now read like Destiny's roadmap, guiding generations of fans to laugh, dream, and maybe chase their own 88-mile-per-hour moment. History almost flipped on its head because Christopher Lloyd nearly tossed the script in the trash the first time he saw it. If he had walked away that day, the silver screen might have lost Doc Brown forever. A chilling "what if?" that shows how close we sometimes skate to losing greatness. Thank goodness he paused, peeked again, and shouted Great Scott, because that choice launched a blockbuster that grew into 2 sequels, a cartoon, a video game, and a roaring stage musical. Across every spin-off, meme, and locker poster, Doc Brown remains one of cinema's most loved heroes, all because Lloyd refused to bend that magical stack of pages. Lloyd later joked that the second glance happened during a midnight snack when a friend teased him, insisting any story with a flying car deserved a second look, and that dare push him back to the pages where he suddenly saw endless creative chances. He pictured sparks leaping from a glowing flux capacitor, practiced wild head jerks in the mirror, and asked wardrobe to hide imaginary gadgets in his coat pockets, a depth of detail that helped the scientists leap right off the screen. That devotion paid off, giving audiences a mentor who blends wild humor with heart, a hero who still inspires copycat costumes every Halloween. In many fan polls, Doc Brown stands beside Indiana Jones and Princess Leia as one of the top adventure icons of the 80s, a legacy born from one moment of hesitation turned triumph. Yet cast changes did not end there, and another shakeup rocked the role of Marty McFly's sweetheart, Jennifer Parker. Many viewers picture Claudia Wells smiling beside Marty, but the first pick was Melora Hardin, a rising performer who seemed perfect, smart, confident, and ready to spar with original lead Eric Stoltz. Back when Stoltz carried the film, Hardin shot scenes for weeks, and the crew felt safe, until the tone sagged under Stoltz's heavy style and laugh vanished. Director Robert Zemeckis and producer Bob Gale faced a brutal verdict. They needed a lighter spark, so they brought in their dream choice Michael J. Fox, triggering a domino of new problems. Fox landed like a live wire, packing charm, jokes, and quick timing that reshaped every scene. But Nexa's 5'5" frame Hardin looked strikingly tall, and studio chiefs feared the romance would seem odd on screen. Hardin's work was strong, yet the visual mismatch forced a painful exit, and Claudia Wells, closer in height and already on the audition list, stepped in. Behind the cameras, Hardin handled the sudden switch with grace, even wishing Fox luck before boxing up her wardrobe, a gesture crew members still praise today. She once cried during the drive home, yet by dawn she called her agent for the next audition, proving resilience can rise faster than any setback. Later she quipped, "Always carry your own light, because a set can go dark without warning," a line young actors still jot into notebooks for courage. Her success on The Office as Jan Levinson and on Monk as Trudy proved one lost part never defines a career, and fans admire how she turned disappointment into momentum. Those casting shifts shaped the film forever. Fox's breezy spirit lit Marty McFly, and Wells matched him beat for beat as Jennifer. Wells herself faced hurdles, jumping onto a moving train of reshoots, learning new blocking overnight. Yet she smiled through every take and proved the gamble worthwhile.